Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you, my fire family. And so what we're going to do this week is we're going to do two hands. Aries, I do this twice a month. I come back every second week and we do two hands. And what that is I throw some cards for the first read and we'll find out what's going on there. We'll pick up those cards and we will find another deck and we'll go at it again. It's just my way of trying to get more information out to the collective Aries. Let's find out what's going on for you. And please remember, this is a general reading and it's always for the week ahead. Whenever you find it, today, tomorrow, next week, next year, it will always be for the week ahead. These are all predictions. Let's find out what's going on for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what is going on with Aries, please. Tell me about Aries. Aries, in the week ahead, we've got you as the Magician. Look, I want to say everything's at your fingertips. That you know that you have the tools. You just have to figure out how to use them. I feel like you've been manifesting something. Tell me about the Magician for Aries, please. We've got the Eight of Wands, possibly manifesting that things speed up a little bit. Maybe it's going too slow for you, or possibly manifesting communication. We've got Libra, which is the Justice card. What else do we have here? We've got the Eight of Pentacles. All right. So I feel like for somebody here, first of all, I think there's somebody here who's manifesting a new job, a new career, something to do, maybe a business, but I feel like you're putting the hard work in on something or you're just ready to do that. I feel like you need justice in the workplace, I want to say. And I don't mean being a vigilante in the workplace. I mean that maybe it's just time to go and find another job. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's something that you need. You need some karmic justice with the work that you do. And I feel like in order to do that, you are going to have to make some phone calls. You're going to have to connect with people. You're going to have to take a risk, right? This is Sagittarius energy. You're going to have to take a risk and put your feelers out there, or maybe take a risk and put your resume out there. It feels like somebody here is feeling like it's time to move. And I want to say that with the Magician here, that you've been thinking about it for a long time. Like it feels like you've, you know that you have the tools, you have all of the, the practical information that you need, you have all the spiritual information that you need, and I feel like it's time for you to go. Yeah. Let's keep moving here. Tell me why the Magician is here. Somebody here is, has been very deep into their own self-mastery as well. And I feel like that's what you're doing in order to be able to get your balance. I feel like you have been, that you've got all the tools and you're using them to grow. So the tools meaning the aces, right? The Magician has all the aces in hand. The Ace of Cups, Swords, Pentacles, and Wands. And you are the one who's floating the boat. You're the captain of the ship and it goes wherever you say it goes. But it takes some time to get a hold of these tools and realize you have them, first of all. And second of all, realize that they really are of worth and that you can manifest, right? Not everybody believes in manifestation. Not everybody believes that where your attention goes, that's where your energy flows. And I feel like that somebody here is finally catching on to that. That's what it feels like here. So I feel like somebody here is moving forward in the workplace or working really hard on themselves in order to get some sort of karmic balance or balance the karmic scales here. We do have the Hierophant, which is the Faith card in this deck. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Seven of Wands. Interesting. I think the Seven of Wands was on the bottom of the deck and it came out. So I want to say that somebody here is needing a change. I feel like you really are needing a change. I feel like you've been thinking about it. I feel like you've been working on it. And I feel like it's time finally to take a step forward here with the Eight of Wands. It's time for you to take some sort of a small risk. I'm not saying risk at all. I'm saying take some sort of a small risk. Maybe take a class or maybe get some clarity on something that you didn't have clarity on before. Maybe it's time to apply for another job within the corporation that you're in. It feels like somebody needs to take a step forward in order to learn more. It feels like somebody here is sort of stuck in their learning. It's like, okay, I've learned this, now I want to learn more. When we show the Hierophant here, the Hierophant to me, when the Hierophant shows up in a reading like this, it's about a lesson that's being learned. And I feel like the lesson that you need to learn, or that you have learned, possibly, take it as it resonates for you, maybe you'll learn it in the week ahead, is that if you want something, you have to get out on the path and do it. Whether you think you're going to fall and scrape your knees or not, Aries, you must take a chance and go do that. Now, some people are like, I'm a risk taker. I'm an Aries. I do what I want. I go where I want. I take the chances that I want. But I feel like you take the chances when you know you're going to win. It's the Ace of Wands that tells me that there is like an exciting opportunity that the universe, like we've got the salamander here, the universe is looking in on you and saying, look, there is some sort of exciting, new, creative risk that you can take here. But it is going to take a little bit of work, a little bit of know-how, a little bit of knowing what's going on. Make sure that you have your boundaries in place. Make sure that you have the Eight of Coins in place. Make sure you've done all the work, that you have all the, you've looked at the underneath of everything, that you figured everything out and where it's supposed to go. And then I feel like once you have that, I feel like you're going to learn the lesson of the Magician here. You're going to realize that you can manifest whatever it is that you want, Aries. It's all yours. You just have to step out onto the path. 7 and 1 is 8. We've got the 8 of Wands here. It really does feel like somebody is going to take some sort of a small risk. We do have the Page of Swords. On the bottom of the deck for me is the future energy. And the Page of Swords in the upright is someone who's being really observant. Someone who's ready to face a challenge because they've got the clarity that they need to be able to move forward. It's a new idea and a little bit of curiosity. Let's find out what else is coming up here. We've got the 3 of Cups. Look, I feel like for whoever is going to take this small leap, and I feel like it's, well, there it is, there's the Fool. It's a leap of faith that you are taking, and I feel like it is small, but I feel like it's going to pay out big. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's going to really either make you feel better about all the work you've done for yourself, about yourself, your self-mastery. Maybe you've got a certificate. Maybe you've got you've taken some education and got a diploma from that education, and you're not using that right now. It feels like somebody went to school to get something, to learn something about themselves or other people, or the state of whatever it is that they're going into, whatever line of work, and then you never used that diploma possibly. We do have the King of Cups. I feel like it's time here for somebody to celebrate, because this leap of faith is going to work out for you. I feel like it's going to work out for you. And the thing is that the King of Cups is very careful, right? The King of Cups is the one who's quite strategic. Fixed sign, Scorpio, moves slowly. Doesn't mean they don't have their heart involved. It means that they don't let anybody around them know that they have their heart involved. And this is a really slow, strategic person, right? This is somebody who is who moves quite slowly. They are a fixed sign, and so fixed signs move slowly to just about everything. So I'm going to say with the Fool in the upright, to me that is you're beginning a new chapter. You're taking a leap of faith, but that doesn't mean it's not an educated leap of faith. To me, the Fool in the reverse is you're not educated about what you're doing, but the Fool in the upright is the universe opening a door and saying there's a new chapter here if you want it, but go at it slow, strategically. Make sure you have clarity on everything that you need to have clarity on, and it's going to work out just fine for you here. What is this little risk here that Aries is may or may not take here? What is the 8 of Wands, please? I feel like you're supposed to take your shot at something, whether it's a relationship or a job. Whatever it is, you're supposed to take a shot. I feel like that's what the 8 of Wands is. We've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Sun, and we've got the 5 of Cups. It feels like somebody here wants to speak to another person. So somebody's got to speak up. You have to be seen. So whether this is relationship related or job related, you have to be seen. You have to be seen by the person. They have to know your intention. You got to stop playing it under the surface, Aries. They don't know how you feel, so they can't make a decision about what to do next. So it feels like either you need to put your hat in the ring for the new job. The Knight of Swords is here. And so that's the one who's very sort of aggressive with action and words. And I'm just going to tell you, and then you can figure it out from there. The Sun is here. So I feel like there's clarity. This is the best time for you to be aggressive in whatever it is that you want. And I don't mean that in a bad way, by the way, aggressive. It just means that you need to get off your ass and get what you want to get, because someone else is gonna step in and pluck it up, and then you're gonna be like, 5 of Cups, what the hell, right? I should have did it. I feel like the 5 of Cups for me is the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I should have did it. Why didn't I do it? I didn't do it because I was scared. I was feeling doubt. I wasn't sure. And it's okay. We are all of us are in that place. But I want to say Scorpio is showing up here again, and the Sun is here. And the Sun is here saying that if you don't speak up and say something to the person that you have feelings for, to the person that you see a future with, to the job that you've been working on toward this diploma, toward this PhD, whatever it is, if you don't step up for yourself and get people to notice you, I feel like it could be an opportunity lost. I feel like you will regret the opportunity if you lose it. The Sun is here giving you this moment of complete energy, growth, spiritual, physical, mental, all of this growth is here. Plus you're seeing things with clarity. It's a breakthrough. For some of you, you might be thinking about doing this in Leo season. The Sun is showing up here. Give me some advice for Aries, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Give me some advice for Aries. We have the 9 of Wands. I know you're tired. I'm going to say, of all the signs, you're the one that's always go, go, go. You're ruled by Mars, right? You just put your head down and you go. It's the ram, right? You just put your head down and you go. And I think that you're exhausted with chasing the things that you want. But there's a second indication here of 8 wands, right? We've got the 9 wands and he's holding on to 1 while the 8 are already behind him. And I feel like it's movement that's needed. Sagittarian energy. You need to move. You need to say something. You need to go forward. It's the energy of the Queen of Wands, right? It's the badass sort of rogue energy. You got to go for it. I feel like you've got all the tools that you need, all the education that you need, or maybe you're doing that right now, and you just really need to go for it. Maybe for some of you, maybe that King of Cups represents love. Maybe it's time for you to take a leap of faith into a relationship that you're unsure of. Maybe you don't know how this person feels about you, because the King of Cups is stoic on the surface. The King of Cups is never going to let you see it, what's going on the surface. Everything goes on underneath the surface. So either you haven't shown somebody your feelings or they haven't shown them to you. And I feel like it could end up being the biggest, best risk you've ever taken. We've got the Ace of Swords. And we've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. We did talk about the Queen of Wands. The Devil's back on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like in the future, going into next week, I feel like you still are having some doubt, some fear, anxiety, I'm going to say. But I feel like you will do it anyway, because I feel like we should do it anyway. It doesn't matter if it makes us scared or frightens us or gives us anxiety. We should do it anyway, at least give it a shot. The Queen of Wands in the reverse is telling me do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it for the kids. Don't do it for your parents. Don't do it for anybody. Do it for you. The Queen of Wands in the reverse is a little bit self-centered. This person is somebody who is really only looking out for themselves. And so I think that the Queen of Wands in the reverse is telling me that, first of all, you've got to put more energy into it than you've been putting into it. And the Ace of Swords tells me something's got to be said. There has to be something that is said here. I feel like you're about to, in the week ahead, get some sort of a realization or some clarity on what you're going to say. And I feel like you're sort of at the end of making some sort of really big change. But please, do it for you. Don't do it for the fanfare. Don't do it for the money just because the next job might pay you more. What if you hate it, right? Don't do it for those reasons. Don't do it for the person that you're seeing. If you are in a relationship, don't do it for the parents. Do it for yourself. Be selfish. And it's time for you to speak up about that. I got to do this for me. We also have the one wand is in the hand of the Queen, and we have 9, which is 10 wands, which tells me I feel like you're going to do it because you're going to unload some burdens and speak up. All right. So we got Capricorn energy. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We've got Aries energy. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. We've got Scorpio and Cancer. More Leo energy here. We've got more Aries, more Leo. We've got some Virgo energy. We've got Gemini and Aries. All right. Let's find out what else is going on for Aries in the week ahead, please. Second hand for Aries. Tell me what's going on for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What does Aries need to know? What's the most important thing that Aries needs to know in the week ahead, please? Aries, please be reminded that we are in the shadow of retrograde. Mercury goes into retrograde on the 4th of August, and it's there till the 27th, and then we have a 2-week period where, it's sort of the outro period here, so we're in Mercury retrograde for a while. It's going to be a lot of wackadoo energy because I think Saturn and Uranus are both in retrograding right now as well. So we do have the Page of Wands. Somebody here is ready to do something spontaneously. I feel like you are waiting for the right moment to get up and go, to do something out of spontaneity. Tell me why the Page of Wands is here. We have the 3 of Pentacles. This is community, friend of a friend, someone that's an acquaintance. We've got the 8 of Swords. You're not speaking to this person right now. It could be someone that you work with as well. The 8 of Swords is telling me that you want to go in a spontaneous moment and take a message to someone or send a message to someone. But the 8 of Swords is telling me that you're kind of wrapped up in your thoughts. You're obsessively thinking about what could go wrong. I feel like you feel your hands are tied. There's nothing that you can do. I can't send this message to this friend, or you feel like you can't, Aries. Got the Devil. It's because of fear. Yeah. You need to take off the blindfold here and see things for what they really are. And I think that you fear that no matter where you step, it's going to be the wrong step. Because you can see that she's surrounded by these swords, and if she steps one way or the other, she could get cut. And so I feel like that's what the Devil is telling you. It's giving you doubt. Look, if you don't do it the right way, if you don't say it the right way, if you're not perfect with the delivery, if you don't wait for the exact time, like I feel like you're freaked out about the perfection part of it. The practicality and the perfection, and it's got to go off in the absolute right way, or I feel like somebody here wants to reach out to a friend, message a friend, somebody who I feel that you probably haven't spoke to, but I don't think it's a really long time. I think maybe it's a week or something. Tell me why the Page of Wands is here. Tell me why Aries wants to reach out. For some of you, it could be years, 3 years since you've talked to this person. We do have the 10 of Swords. We have the 5 of Wands. And we have the Page of Cups. You know what, Aries? I feel like you're talking yourself out of it. I feel like you're kind of talking yourself out of it. Well, you know what? We did have an ending, and it was kind of painful. And maybe this person's just released me and doesn't want me back. The end of the cycle came, and it was, it feels like it was something that needed to happen, and I think that it did. I don't think that you're communicating with anybody here. We've got the 2 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, which is the future energy for me. We've got the 2 of Swords, and that tells me that there's a block in communication, or somebody's not saying something to the other person because they don't want to get hurt. We've got the Sun here as well. Somebody's going over all the reasons why they should stay blocked, all the reasons why I should keep this person blocked, all the reasons why we should just not talk to each other. But you're arguing with the Page of Pentacles here in the background, really wanting to do it. This tells me here that I feel like you're like, well, they just don't want to have anything to do with me. They don't want to have anything to do with me. They haven't contacted me yet. But I feel like the 5 of Wands is telling me that the reason, like, these are the things that you're telling yourself so you don't have to move forward and reach out to this person. Oh, they're really busy. They've got to be really busy. They probably have a lot of things on their plate. Like, it's 5 of Wands is competition. It's also indecision. It's like you in a tug and pull with yourself here, Aries. It's like you're trying to make the decision to do it, but you haven't yet. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why. Your brain is trained, Aries. Your brain is trained to give you evidence of what it is you think you believe. So if you believe that there's too much going on in the other person's life, they don't have time for me, by the way, we had this harsh ending and we're not talking anymore, I feel like you want to apologize, but I feel like this Page of Wands, it's going to happen. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you the good news. And the good news is that if you decide that you need to go forward and you try and you skin your knees, then at least you tried. Now you can close the chapter and you can move forward. And what if it does work? What if this person does accept you and say, come on in, let's talk about whatever we need to talk about. But it's up to you to take the initiative, I feel, with the Page of Wands here. And I feel like you do and will probably do this in a moment of spontaneity. I don't think you're going to plan it. I think you're hoping that this person's going to give you attention, that they're going to be really excited when you do communicate, however that is. To me, that Page of Wands is electronic communication. So I feel like the 5 and the 1 wand in the hand of the page is 6. You're hoping that they're going to say, come on in and talk. But I feel like you feel as though this person is toxic. Maybe you feel the situation has been sitting here too long and it's just become toxic. I do feel like I'm talking about a friend, though. Tell me about this. We have the Magician, the Empress, and the King of Swords. So I feel like you do want to speak with the Empress. There's something here that you want to say. You want to be very clear, very honest, and very truthful. You want to face the situation head on. I feel like the friend that we're talking about is an Empress, Libra, Taurus energy. The Empress is somebody who is quite busy. You're right. You're right here. This person is quite busy. They're the person who's holding it down all by themselves, right? This person is somebody who's got all the tools. They are the Magician. This person is manifesting things, and those things that they manifest are coming at them one by one. So this person is really busy. You're right. There is a lot of competition for the Empress. There always is, because the Empress doesn't really need anyone to take care of them, right? This person is someone who's whole on their own. They want somebody in their life, but they don't necessarily need someone. So you're showing up as the King of Swords, who's kind of aloof and detached a little bit up in your head, thinking about ways to get justice, to make the truth be known. And I think that's what you want to do. I feel like this Empress here is a friend of yours, and it feels like you do want to make contact with this person. Why do you want to make contact with this person, Aries? The Empress is all of the queens. She's full of wisdom. She's quite wise, probably a mother or a father, somebody who is holding down everything by themselves. The house, the home, the mortgage, the business, all of it. Tell me about the 5 of Swords. Got the 6 of Swords. I'm hearing Mariana's Trench. Can we move on from this? I feel like it's what is that song? I Knew You When. Oh, there we go. That's what the song is. He says, can't we move on from this? Oh, I can't really hear the lyrics, and I know the song. I sing it all the time to myself, like listening to the music. Can't we move on from this? I feel like there was some sort of argument. Maybe not even an argument. Maybe it was just like a fundamental difference. Like, it feels like you wanted one thing, they wanted another thing, and you knew that those two things weren't going to work, and so you had to move on. And I feel like you ended up giving reciprocity to someone else, possibly an earth sign, a Capricorn, a Taurus, a Virgo, possibly. But it feels like you moved on, and possibly maybe you're already married or you're in a relationship, Aries. Or this could represent just family here. We do have the Page of Pentacles. Maybe you feel like this person feels like family. I feel like we're talking about a friend. So I feel like this person feels like family. Somebody that you want to see face to face. It feels like we have to have a conversation about something that's been tough to talk about. And you're hoping that we can move on from this. But you know what? That song, I Knew You When, is like, if we can't get together and work it out, then I knew you when. In other words, I'm just going to leave you in the past then, is what I'm going to do. And so I feel like you want to have one more shot of giving reciprocity to this person. You want to see if now there can be any movement. Can there be any movement here at all? Or are you still stuck in this energy of the Five of Swords? So I feel like that's the hesitation of reaching out, because the Five of Swords is here. Now, that being said, 2 5s for me as a reader, when I see 2 5s, it's quick change. So I feel like for some of you, this will happen in the week ahead. We've got the 8 of Wands, we've got the Temperance card, and we've got the World card. So I feel like the Wheel of Fortune's here as well, and the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is here. I called that out, right? So it feels like there is going to be some victory here. I feel like this being the bottom of the deck, I feel like the victory is here. But first, we have to close an old chapter. And the old chapter is this: being upset with each other, having these fundamental differences to the point where it kind of, ended a cycle for us, that we're not speaking, that we're kind of silent with each other. I feel like with the 8 of Wands is telling me you're going to take your shot. I feel like the 6 of Pentacles being here tells me you're going to take your shot at reciprocity. We've got the World card here, which tells me that you first want to close the old chapter and heal it. So whatever went on back there, I feel like there has to be some sort of communication or a conversation about what went on back there. The Wheel of Fortune tells me it works out just fine. So if you're worried about how it works out, I feel like when you finally reach out to have this conversation, everything changes, like changes your life. Like, I don't know who this friend is here, but it feels like this is something is going to completely change who you are. It's going to change your life. By the way, this is fated. So if you're here seeing this reading and I'm talking about you, it is fated. It's time for you to reach out, because I feel like it turns out better than you think it will. I feel like somebody here still has affection for you. Friendly affection, I think it is. And so if there's something here that you kind of want to wrap up or resolve, we are in Mercury retrograde energy. And please understand, when we say reconciliation, it does not mean that everybody gets happily ever after and rides off into the sunset in love with that person. Sometimes people can't handle what was on their heart. They didn't like the way they left it here. And so they want to come back and they want to talk about it so we can change things. We can change things. I can get this off my heart. You can get it off your shoulders, and then we can both move forward, even if it's in our separate ways in our life. But I feel like there is going to be a huge change, and it's going to be a victorious change, I feel. Tell me what the outcome is here for Aries, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. The Emperor. Got the 3 of Wands in the reverse. And we've got the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you're going to wait until you're feeling confident enough to say something, to be honest and truthful, and maybe just, I feel like the honest and truthfulness here is going to take some courage. The 3 of Wands in the reverse tells me you haven't been able to move on. You haven't been able to move on with your life, expand the way you want to. You haven't been able to do that, and I don't want to wait anymore. I've got to do something. So I feel like you showing up here is no coincidence here. We do have the Emperor and the Empress. Look, for some of you, this could be somebody that you've never dated before, and that's why the 3 of Pentacles is showing up, but you are showing up as soulmates. 2 people who know how to speak to each other in this way without getting butthurt. You can be honest with each other. Let's just be honest. Let's have a truthful conversation and get some balance in the situation. The Emperor and the Empress being here tells me that maybe it's more than friends. Maybe for you, Aries, it's more than friends, but I gotta say that this Empress is the one that's calling you in. So this Empress has also been manifesting you, if you've been manifesting them, for this conversation. So I feel like it's supposed to happen here. We do have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, it feels like it's going to have to be you that goes in aggressively to ask this person if we can talk about this. Otherwise, I knew you when. And we'll just leave it at that. So I feel like somebody here is going to take a chance and speak to someone who they consider to be a friend. However, Aries, with the Emperor and Empress showing up, I feel like this is someone that you haven't dated before. That's why the 3 of Pentacles is there. But I feel like you have more feelings for them than that. I'm just going to say, because we've got the Page of Cups that showed up. So we have Leo, we have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. We have a lot of Sagittarian energy here. We've got a lot of air. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We've got Aries, Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. We've got Libra and Taurus. And yeah, that's it. We have, there you are, bottom of the deck. All right, so I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much, Aries, for watching. I'm going to go for now, and I hope you are well, and I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.